Hi everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Thursday, we're getting on the way to the weekend. We're getting there. And if you wanted to check out our lunchtime show, we were live from the Scottish pre-season training camp, although the other side, but you saw some grass. Anton's over there at the moment, but we'll get some nice pictures, nice video clips of those training sessions, and make sure we send them and put together a little compilation, whether it's on its own little video later on today, or maybe possibly we include it on our daily show tomorrow, just to give you a bit of a heads up. It's the 30th of June. Tomorrow being the 1st of July, 30 days after April, June, and 30. It's the 1st of July tomorrow. 1st of July. So I bring to you today's Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. 3 stories as always. So the first one involves a potential in. And that is, what I'm trying to do is trying to do the translation, the pronunciation right. So this is what he says. Okay, Wijndal. There we go, Wijndal. So apparently, according to several sources, we're one of at least 3 clubs in the Premier League who are interested in the 22-year-old left-back, Wijndal. There we go, from AZ. That's us. It will be Everton and potentially Spurs as well. He's been sensational for the Dutch side this season. After breaking into the senior side from the academy, he's only 22. He's clocked up an enormous 142 appearances. Absolutely mental. And he's already the club captain as well. Fully fledged international with 11 caps for the Netherlands. He's enjoyed a fantastic campaign this season with the Dutch side. A solid 5th place finish. And he's had a hand in 14 goal contributions from left back this season, which isn't too shabby Alonso at all. Wonderful player. I really like him. He's a wonderful player. He's a huge potential. And he's already played so many games already. So it's not like, so he can go even better, I think. Huge experience for a player who's just 22 and has had 142 appearances already. He reckons that Football Orange website says he's going to be available for 8.5 million quid in the summer. That seems an absolute steal, an absolute no-brainer for anyone. I can't see him going for that amount. Such a small amount for someone who's so talented. Very, very quick as well. I think he's a type of player who would get you off your seat. And from left back, that's quite impressive. Clearly, left back is the next position I think we need to look at. We're okay at right back. As I said, we were looking at Joaquin from Atalanta as well. That could happen maybe. But I think the centre-back pair is the goalkeeper. We've got that little triangle now. And now that left back is a position I think we need to look at. And Owen could be it. Just hope that we don't get hijacked by the likes of Everton, who apparently will have another 50, 60 million quid in their back pocket, or 50 million quid at least, with 10 million add-ons if Richarlison goes to Spurs. Can't see Spurs spending even more money, having spent potentially 60 million on Richarlison. But whether he'd want to go to Everton or maybe go to the European football in terms of West Ham, who knows? I'm sure more teams going to come in for him because he seems an absolute steal. But keep an eye out for Owen in the weeks to come. In terms of this season coming, Mikel Antonio did a little piece with West Ham website yesterday, and he was in buoyant mood ahead of the 22-23 season. Obviously, West Ham at St Andrews, as we said, Anton's there now. He was there now. If he's still there, they fucked off about five hours ago. So it'll be like, hello, are you still there? So Anton was there this morning. And hopefully we'll have some nice videos and nice pictures which we'll be able to show you. He'd already had Pablo. I mean, he's taken little Joey, he's 7 months old, Anton has, and Pablo Fornals has already come up to him and asked him how old was the baby, and he said 7 months. He went, oh, just like mine. So I'm sure there's going to be a little picture of Joey and Pablo doing the rounds, which will be very, very sweet. But as I said, Antonio's on this article is basically he's highlighted just how fit and how sharp the players are looking already. He quoted, "We had a lot of games last season. It feels like an international break, just having a little time off. And now we're back at it. It wasn't much for a break, but that can help us in building on the momentum we gained last year. You can see that in the way the boys have come back. They're looking fit, they're looking sharp, and it will be the same for the boys who are playing away in international duty. With the summer being shorter, it helps us to stay fit, and we're ready to get going from the start." And indeed, we've had the club have put out a number of sort of YouTube videos of the training sessions and talking to the sports science guys as well. It's very, very interesting. I mean, that's really exciting to hear. The fact is that the players are coming back. They're excited. You see lots of smiley faces. There's a lovely picture of Lanzini on a bicycle, which was this morning, which was quite funny. Although for me, his helmet was too big for his head. Just saying that. Safety first, Manu, safety first. But it's really exciting to see what's going to happen this season. Obviously, we got off to a flyer last season. Top of the league after 2 games. There we go. So who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be an exciting one this season for fans, that's for sure. Obviously, with European football again, the World Cup is going to be an interesting thing in terms of being plonked right in the middle of the season. So we'll see how that happens. But judging by Antonio's observations, the boys are in fine shape. So ahead of what will be a very long and physically taxing campaign, particularly, as I said, with the gap with the World Cup. And obviously our pre-season starts next week with Survey, I believe. And then we've got the double header on the 12th with Ipswich and Boreham Wood, I think, off the top of my head. Before one more, and then Rangers on the 19th. Then I think we've got Luton Town and then Long on the 30th, I think. Don't quote me. And lastly, let's talk about some naming right news. How exciting. How exciting. Despite 6 years of us not get it, or not us, but despite 6 years of London Stadium owners not getting a named sponsor of the stadium, it then being called the London Stadium, apparently the owners are going to relaunch and intensify their search for a naming rights sponsor for the stadium. The LLDC's Chief Commercial Officer, Nathan Homer, acknowledges that the organisation has sort of failed in its search for a naming rights sponsor up until now. But he asserts that a revamp of the group's commercial offering has produced a more brand-friendly proposition. In terms of looking at someone like Spurs' stadium, for example, the likes of FedEx and Nike are rumoured to be interested in naming rights to that stadium. That could net... could cost a whole heap of change, really. I mean, it's apparently it could be a 20-year deal worth £25 million a year, so over £500 million potentially for Spurs across obviously a 20-year course. But for the London Stadium back in 2017, Vodafone got close to signing a deal, but that fell through. We had the Indian tech company Mahindra. Again, reportedly also close to signing naming rights, but that fell by the wayside. The reason why I bring it up is obviously West Ham, we would share 50% of the naming rights over with the LLDC of anything over £4 million per season. So, for example, if it was a £20 million a year deal, for example, £4 million taken off, and then we share the remaining 16. So that's £8 million a year. So it's not bad. I think it was, if I'm right in thinking, I think the Mourinho was about 10 million, I think, but don't quote me. So we'll see what happens. We'll see that. Will it still be called the London Stadium? Will they get someone? Will it be the Nike Stadium? Obviously, if it was someone like Nike, for example, Umbro, is it the last year of their shirts making contract with West Ham coming up potentially? So who knows? But keep an eye out for that, because obviously there is dividends for West Ham. It's not just all, it's, we could have some financial value out of that. So again, might even add to the coffers. Who knows? But I'll be surprised if that happens sooner or. But it's good to see that there's a revamping it all, if that makes sense. And that's it, my friends. As I said, please make sure you check out our little video we did yesterday this morning, about 11 o'clock, about the about the training, pre-season training of Anton live from St Andrews. Although he's not much of a photographer, I'll be honest, or a cinematographer. But he was there, and we'll get some nice pictures, which we said. Ray Stewart was there, had a nice chat with Anton as well. And so we'll get some, hopefully get a little interview from Ray as well, which will pop up as well. And that's it. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Stay lucky. Stay cheeky. Stay positive. Stay hydrated. Terrible cough I've got at the moment. But anyway. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.